we decided we were gonna. I didn't want to do the New York trip at all. I don't like New York. Shout out New York. And then they were like, "Come on, let's do it." And I said, "All right, I'm gonna do it if I can get some people." And then I spent all of my time getting these three that I didn't prepare for us to talk about anything at all. But yeah, so we've got this is my boyfriend Jason, who. Yeah, there it is. For my money, Jason is the most creative person in America. There's nobody fucking with Jason.
It's a big country.
Yeah, I met literally everybody, and I measured their creativity, and you were number one. We have Zach, who everybody should know is the best basketball writer in the country.
Best.
Number one.
Oh, it's applause.
Number one.
The first time I met Zach was I had just started at Grantland. We were having this big basketball meeting, and I was in the room like very earlier than everybody else. I was the only one in there, and he came busting in, and he has like a bag, like a laptop bag with him, and his hair was kind of off to the side. And I was like, "Oh shit, that's Zach Lowe." And I said, "Hey, I'm Shea," and he just dead face he looked right in my eyes. He probably didn't even remember. He just said, "I know you've written things that made me laugh." And then that was it. That was the only thing he said. And then he sat down, and I was like, "This is the fucking coolest guy I've ever seen ever."
What kind of phone you got, Zach?
An Android.
That's how you know he's a success. He doesn't know what kind of phone he is. He doesn't know the model.
This has been
Which
your
one?
bit for 4 years.
And then we have Rembert at the end, who Rembert is secretly in my head the guy I'm always trying to catch up to. He's just a fantastic writer and just smart and funny, and I hate him. How good he is. Every time he has like this big story go up or whatever, I just feel like shit for 2 weeks. He wrote this
Literally the
great
whole plan.
Colin Kaepernick thing, and I was like, see? Yeah. And it was like the same day that I wrote about like fucking lightning bolts that are ranked or some bullshit like this.
I literally found out the day. I was like, I just want to troll Shea. Because I hear he's going to troll me in the back of his own book, which he did. Thank you for that.
Yeah. But anyway, these guys are there. Some people I look up to. And then let me also point out my wife, who's down here, who is... She's incredibly nervous right now. She hates all of these types of events. She just is sweating at the hotel. Samantha, she edited the book. She's down here in the front as well. And then finally, for the first time ever, I got Arturo to come. This is the illustrator, the big Mexican in the front.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to the last one, but he was still on parole, and they wouldn't let him out. Like, that's not a joke. I don't know why you're laughing. That's a serious... He was literally he couldn't leave the state.
No one knows where they're laughing.
they're still laughing. I'm serious. He got in a fight at a bar and like broke a guy's nose, and he was arrested for 2 years in prison. And
Still laughing.
Now they got all uncomfortable. Nobody knows.
Cool.
I'm just making all of this up. Yeah, I wanted to have these guys here because I'm gonna let y'all ask some basketball-related questions maybe, and then they're gonna answer them because they know more about basketball than I do. So, y'all want to say anything before we go?
I'm good.
I have a question.
Okay.
Will you tell me who's on the Atlanta Hawks?
Who, me?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You, Zach Lowe.
That's the most boring possible question for this credit. No, I'm not going to tell you who's on the
Cool.
next.
I'm done. I'm done. I literally only came.
And for the record, Shea emailed me 2 days ago. He's like, it's my whole plan is to get these three people to come here. It's my only reason I'm in New York. He emailed me 2 days ago. Hey, you live in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, originally this was me and Shea, and then it just grows. Like, it's like, my mom on the panel? Like,
Well, Jason sent me a text at like 2 in the morning. It just said, "Put me on the thing," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wait, I was watching the Yankee game, and these guys, I was like, boo, boo. CeCe was dealing nails, and these guys I was with were like, "Are you going to Shea's thing tomorrow?" I'm like, "What? Shea's in New York? What?" So I was like, "Yo, invite me to this thing. What the fuck?"
I didn't know. Let's ask some. Does anybody have any questions? And we're gonna do it like that. Hopefully, nobody.
They're here for your book.
Yeah.
Okay, ask a book-related question then. I don't know. I don't care. Here we go. Right here.
How come Sean Kemp's two-finger point dunk didn't win the disrespectful?
Ooh.
Okay.
Blister.
Yeah. In the book, there's a chapter about which dunks are the most disrespectful of all time, and the Sean Kemp one is a very, very popular one. He dunks on the guy falls down, and he just straight up points at him like, "Fucking take that." Is what he does to him, and then he leaves. But the reason that one doesn't score as high as it should is because part of the index is you have to have some sort of backstory there, and there was no Sean Kemp, Alton Lister backstory really before then. So there you go. That's why Scottie Pippen's got number one, because it hit up all of the.
Is that the Ewing dunk?
Yeah.
I remember
they-
exactly where I was on that.
Tell me
dunk
the
happened.
story, Zach.
It's not it. I was at a water polo tournament, playing in it.
Your dad was coaching.
In a hotel room
A
watching
water
this,
polo tournament?
in a hotel room watching this game with like 7 of my teammates, all of whom are Knicks fans. I did not like the Knicks growing up. I can't say that I have much emotional feeling either way toward them anymore, but I did not. 17-year-old me did not like the Knicks, and I jumped off of my chair, laughing in all of their faces. And I loved Pippen too. Pippen's one of my all-time favorites. It was like a perfect storm and they all were very angry and embarrassed.
I've like 100 questions about water polo though.
Let's not.
I just like to point out that the Knicks won that series.
They did in Game 7.
Why is everyone clapping?
Well, was that the Hugh Holland series?
That was the Nick Bavetta series. Is that or the Hugh Hollins?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the Hugh Hollins.
So the Bulls won that series.
Listen,
except there was cheating.
How old are y'all?
Old, brother.
All right, we have another question anywhere? Yes, sir.
This is for all of you. Who was the player in your favorite team that you were most irrationally upset about leaving? Like for me, it's Eddie House leaving the Celtics because like every 20 games just like 2 threes.
That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
Eddie House, my favorite guy that ever got slapped in the back of the head during a basketball game. Number one. Rem, why don't you go first?
I was.
Hey, Rem, that's a microphone. There you go.
I thought I was with my friends. I'm sorry. I was irrationally upset when we lost Al Horford. But I also realized that I spent like the previous 10 years being like, I don't think Al Horford's good at anything. But I also like spent those 10 years being like, Al Horford is so handsome.
He has great eyebrows.
And he used to do
exceptional eyebrows.
He did this thing that annoyed me, but like was so endearing, where he would always mess up. Like on simple things. Like he would do that ugly ass shot he has, and he would miss it, and then when the shot didn't go in, he would go like this. And it drove me insane. But I was like, I wish that guy was my dad, but not my power forward. And when he left, I was just so sad because like it was like all shucks. Like you don't want an all shucks guy on your team, but I kind of miss him.
Zachy?
It was either my junior or senior year in college. We drove down to see the Celtics play, and it was fan appreciation night. And as part of fan appreciation night, they had various players at the turnstiles taking tickets, because that's how old I am. There was like, you had to like rip tickets and stuff to get into a game. And Ron Mercer was at my ticket stand. And 21-year-old me was like, I was like super nervous about Ron Mercer leaving in free agency. There was like, Ron Mercer wants a max. The Celtics are giving him a max. So I went to Ron Mercer's turnstile, and I said, I don't know why I did this. I was like, I just, Ron, we love you, man. Don't leave. Like, don't leave this. And then he left. And by the way, he was not good. He made a lot of money and he was not good.
That's very sad.
Ron Mercer looked like he was so good at basketball, though.
I thought Ron Mercer.
Phenomenal at basketball.
I would have gotten into a lot of arguments about Ron Mercer back then. Antoine Walker and Ron Mercer.
Jace?
It's rational though, Jeremy Lin.
Oh, yeah.
They
Jeremy's
shouldn't.
good.
It's it still hurts.
When he left the Rockets?
That was the best. That was the best 3 weeks of my life. Jeremy Lin spinning on Derek Fisher is like better than 95% of the orgasms I had.
All four.
The only time
Because it was unexpected.
the only time I took a
It's like, wow, I'm having an orgasm right now.
When I was coaching middle school, it's a weird transition to go from orgasm to middle school. Speaking of orgasms, when I was coaching
7th grade.
7th grade basketball, we had 2 Asian kids on our team. It was all Mexican kids and 2 Asians, and we did the jersey handout day before the game, and they came both running up, and the first one, this guy's name was Kwok. They're just like, coach, you got a number 11 jersey? And I was like, what? A number? Like, we were going through the numbers, and then the other one, his name was Tran. We call him Two Trans. And we would just shout it during the game, Two Trans! And everybody's confused as shit. Nobody knew what was going on. But Quag asked if we had a number 11 jersey, and then Tran, like an idiot, he was like, no, coach, do you have two 11 jerseys? And I was like, you dummy. But I asked them why they wanted it, and that's why they wanted it, because of Jerry Millen. And it was like the most touching thing I'd ever heard of in my life. My guy that I'm sad about that left is just this past season, Jonathan Simmons, who I thought he was fantastic, and he's so much fun to root for. And he was like the only Spur who had ever dunked in a game, and I was very sad to lose him. So he's my guy. That's my pick. All right. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
So what was your favorite chapter to write about, and what was the hardest chapter to write about?
I didn't like writing any of them. Like, that's not a joke. It sucks to write the stuff because it takes. Oh, thank you. She's always taking care of me. Yeah, when you write a chapter in the book, it's like weeks and weeks of research and putting it all together. And by the time you actually write it, you're glad that it's done. But like, I don't want to go back and reread any of them. If I have to pick one, then I would pick. There's a chapter in there where it's just straight up like the script of an action movie. That's the one that I didn't have to research. I was just making it up. And I did it in like 20 minutes, so that was my favorite one of all of them. The only part of the book I really enjoyed was like if I would write a thing and then I would text Arturo or email him or something and say, okay, I need this picture of like Scottie Pippen doing a thing. And then he would send back some incredible art. Like the parts that I didn't have to work on were always easily my favorite part of the whole book. Anybody? Yes, sir.
So this is for everybody. Like with the amount of money in the league, with the quality of play, with NBA Twitter, like have we reached peak NBA? Like where do you see this going in the next few years?
Yes. Jace, you go first.
Me? Zach, you're a big Twitter guy.
Yeah, let's
I
talk.
hate Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter's
you're
terrible.
one of the biggest Twitter guys out there. I think you should talk about that.
I think peak NBA is going to keep going as long as Russell Westbrook is in the league doing things like signing his extension on KD's birthday and stuff like that. I think the pettiness is we're still reaching the upper bound of NBA pettiness.
Yeah, I think that we still haven't gotten to the point of like the complete obvious like pro wrestling fake feuds. Like there's this feud right now happening between Tyrese and The Rock about
Yes.
Like I feel like we're like by mid-season there's just going to be like these elaborate like 2-season long cons that are going to happen between players, which I'm completely here for.
Kyrie versus Earth.
Kyrie versus Round. Yes.
I want to know what's the hardest foul LeBron has ever given in his career, because the first time they play, I want LeBron to just level Kyrie. I want to, like, LeBron never loses his shit ever.
Yeah.
I want him to level Kyrie.
You want like the Richter scale. You want to see like the
Remember when
earthquake.
Shaq almost did it to Kobe when they played on Christmas? And everybody like lost their shit.
That's what I want.
Yeah, you want to like just fucking.
I don't
pick
want
him
any
up,
harm to be done to
body slam
Kyrie.
him.
Let me be clear about that. I want to see LeBron
Don't get fired,
lose his
Zach.
temper a little bit. That's all.
Also, I do think, speaking of LeBron, I do think why it can still get better is, one reason I love LeBron is because LeBron is like now just completely into making videos by himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that if that spreads throughout the
also into
league,
that
that's just
as
like,
well.
it's like, one, everyone's gonna lose their jobs because like they're just gonna be making all the content for themselves. But like if like Westbrook starts making his own videos and then like Embiid like starts
He does it already.
I mean, does he?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't follow him.
Wasn't it
this
Michael
punk.
Beasley who like took a picture of himself and there's weed all in the background?
Yes. I mean, this is also going to be the end of the NBA.
We need
but
more
like,
of that.
But like, it's going to
more.
peak. I think we still have like one or two more.
Is it gonna pass football ever? It's got to, right?
In terms of
Popularity.
yes.
That's
my answer.
I'm kind of skeptical about that.
Yeah?
But I don't know if there will be football in 75 years, so who knows? But I mean, football is so much more popular than the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Yes, sir, in the back.
So what do you think happens if Zaza doesn't close out?
The Spurs win in 5. That's what I think happens.
Oh, wait.
That's what I think happens. The Spurs
Hold
win in
on.
5.
As a man who rooted for Bruce Bowen,
Uh-huh.
How can you live with yourself?
Oh, I don't have any problem with what Zaza did.
I love Zaza.
Go nuts.
Zaza.
Step under fucking everybody. I don't care.
How much did Pop really care?
He didn't. He no, they show the clip of him like being mad, and then but if you watch the longer one, he gets romantic. He's like, "Is that good enough, guys? Are we good? Are we good?" Bruce Bowen straight up kicked Wally Zerbiak in the face.
In the face.
During the game.
He made Ray Allen want to fight.
How many people want to kick Wally Zerbiak in the face
I
on a
would.
daily basis, though? Probably a lot of people.
Is it a very kickable face?
It's a kickable face.
He has a nice face.
Pride of Long Island right here.
Spurs
terrible.
Win in 5. No question. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
This could be for anybody. I'm a Lakers fan, and
Oh, that's Jason.
we have Lonzo coming in, but I'm kind of skeptical. He's like an amazing passer, but he has a jump shot like Marcus Camby. So he's like a player that you were skeptical that like maybe proved you wrong, and you ended up like.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll go first. Tony Parker. I fucking hated Tony Parker when we first got him. I couldn't stand him. Part of the reason though that I didn't like him was because when he got on the Spurs, he was like 19 years old, and I was also 19.
You were jealous?
Like,
And
what am I doing with my life?
My dad was like, "Oh, he's 19. Aren't you 19?" What the fuck? Why does that make me have to be in the NBA? But he couldn't shoot at all when he first got in there.
And neither could you, so it was
Yeah,
great.
and I couldn't. We had that in common. That was our main thing. But if you watch like the 2003 NBA Finals, which I'm sure everybody does all of the time, they took him out like at the end of the game. Even in Game 6, he didn't play. They had
Speedy
fucking
Claxton.
Speedy Claxton in there because he couldn't shoot. They would just sag all the way off him. But later on in his career, he learned how to shoot, and he became like one of our best players. And now one of my kids is legit named after Tony Parker. The baby's real name is Parker. If you can even, that's why. That's not a joke.
How's Tony as a rapper, French rapper?
He's the best French rapper that's ever played on the Spurs. That's how good. That's how good he is. You got a guy who you were skeptical of?
Giannis?
Really?
Yeah, he was like the 15th pick. No one ever heard of him. He's like a skinny kid from the third league of Greece. And now he could be, if he gets a jump shot, he's MVP of the league. He can cross the court in 2.5 steps.
That's true.
How many steps for you to go half court to there?
Half court?
Yeah, half court to the rim. Because we're gonna go outside and do
65?
it. 65.
Downstairs, there's a court.
I got tight hamstrings right now.
Like you would do like a geisha, how they walk. That's how I dribble too. Just all right. Zach, do you have one?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe like DeMar DeRozan. I thought
I'm
DeMar
still
DeRozan was
skeptical.
Yeah,
He's pretty good.
He's great at 18-foot jump shots. Like I love it. Rem?
Marbury
Really?
in China.
Oh!
I just didn't think it was gonna happen. I didn't think he was gonna be the greatest player in history of China. I didn't think that when I saw him on Slam when I was 16. I did. That was not in the plan.
In like 2002, I got David Robinson to autograph a basketball, and I also had Stephon Marbury autograph a basketball, and I kept them both forever. But like the David Robinson one just stayed totally pristine. I still have it. It's in perfect shape. The Marbury one, I kid you not, the leather was just destabilizing and peeling off of it. I'm sure because it was Marbury touched it. Is there?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Is having your name on the cover of Slam the greatest moment of your life?
Easily the greatest.
Outside of being married and having kids.
No, it's better than having
Okay.
kids.
Oh!
Better than having kids.
I tried.
Better than having kids.
Nice.
Not better than being married. She's the best in the world. The greatest of all time. Yeah, being on the cover of Slam. Slam was the first magazine I ever had a subscription for. Laramie actually got it for me in college. That was like a gift, and I read it all through high school, and it was like, they didn't tell me ahead of time. We did an interview, or we sent the blurb, and then I got an email the day before, and they're like, "Oh, we're posting the thing tomorrow. You're gonna be happy." And I thought it was because Kawhi's on the cover or something, and I saw my name, and I was like 80% aroused for the rest of the night, and I was sending all of my tweets with a half boner.
80 is more than half.
Not really. Stats. Do it. All right, in the back, yes, sir.
So I'm from the Northeast, but I lived in San Antonio for about 1.5 years. Can you explain how important the Spurs are to San Antonio?
Can I explain what?
Can you explain how important the Spurs are in San Antonio to people who haven't been
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
the team from San Antonio, the San Antonio Spurs.
They are like, if everybody in here just took a breath and held it forever, and then like and then you die. Like that's how important the Spurs are. And when you're in San Antonio, that's just like, that's all of the traditions that you have with your family growing up. Like I didn't like basketball as a kid until my dad made me like basketball or whatever. And now I'm doing the same thing with my kids. Like they're the only thing there.
No, the Riverwalk.
Nope, the river
Shit is tight. You can that little boat.
The first time I saw the Riverwalk
It's so
was for the
trash.
finals one year, and I was like, "That's the Riverwalk?
It's like
It's a stream
it's 10 feet wide.
with like a Chili's next to
You
it."
can jump across it.
It's not even.
It's bad. I'm telling you, it's bad.
I thought it was like majestic
What,
or
with
something.
the Alamo?
No, the Riverwalk.
Where's
It's
the
like that-
Alamo?
Nobody cares about the Alamo.
Yeah.
You go on a field trip in San Antonio to the Alamo in like 5th grade, and you walk around and you're like, fuck the Alamo. I want to go to the zoo. No, you know what the Spurs are? San Antonio has like a super inferiority complex because it's not the coolest city in Texas. We don't have like, Mexicans are not the prettiest people if we're being 100% honest. We're always like second place, it feels like. And then the Spurs came and we got Tim Duncan. It was like, now we have the best player in the world for a period and everybody's fucking afraid of him and we're gonna be champions. And he allowed us to feel that for the first time ever. And then over an extended amount of time. And that, like, if you put that feeling in someone's chest, that's fucking, you're a god there is what it is. That's a serious answer. I got very serious right now. Over here, sorry. I looked you right in your eyes and I picked him. And it's like that sucks. That's my bad. We'll come to you next.
I'm sure most of us read and loved Grantland. Can you guys talk about why the stuff you produce is so good?
No.
And what was it worth?
I never read a single.
Never. That's out. We're out on Grantland. Why was it good? Why was Grantland? You were there from the beginning. Wait, here's a great story about Rem. Rem filed an entire story about Burning Man over text. It's legendary shit still spoken of in the offices.
There was not good service, and and I really wanted it to go up, and like when it goes, it's like the text starts off blue, but then it goes green, and like you don't know if those texts ever go through. I put like, I think, like 4,800 words in one text box, and and apparently. I was also at Burning Man, so infer whatever you want from that. But
when he first told me the story, this is how he told me about trying to get signal. He was just doing this in the office.
I was like, "Where's Elon Musk's RV? I'm just trying to get Wi-Fi." And the then deputy editor, Sean Finney, told me it came into his phone like every 2 hours over like 72 hours, like in like 200 word chunks. So that's pretty much my. What Grantland was like.
The thing I can say about Grantland is that we're 2 years out now from when it closed.
Yeah,
is that about
basically.
right?
Halloween.
Almost exactly, right?
It closed in October of 15.
Yeah. Still the most common questions I get asked anywhere where some unlucky person knows who I am is number one, are you still friends with Bill? And number two, what was Grantland like? I don't know what, like it just like forever, for the rest of our lives until everyone, I don't know when they'll forget about it. People
burn those quarterlies.
Yeah, people until they take, it's still up, right? We had a great run. It's still up. Like if you go to grantland.com, it says.
I haven't gone. It's too painful.
I will say that we should talk about other stuff, but I wrote like lots of pieces there, but like on the archive, the last thing I wrote was a synopsis of Cisco's Unleash the Dragon. And, like that's like when like everyone dies. It's like that's my legacy.
Mine is
like 6,000 words on Cisco.
Mine is a Q&A with Fred Hoiberg.
That is even darker.
With the mayor. For me, when I got to Grantland late, it was like they were already a couple of years in, and I didn't know anybody there. It was a very intimidating experience when I showed up, but it was like, they've got Zach, they've got Rem, they got Jason, they've got Mallory was there, they've got fucking Wesley Moore, like all of these people who I knew were way better than me. But when they pick you to like join them, it was straight up just validation. It was like all of a sudden, all of this stuff that I was writing, all the weird shit that I was doing, like what's in the book, when Bill touched me on the forehead, it was like everybody else went, oh, that's good, that's valuable.
Just like
Yeah, that's what he. That's what I don't know how y'all guys got hired, but when I did it, he picked me up
he
like
had a
baby.
coconut.
Yeah.
I mean, I got hired off a tweet about Daryl Morey choking himself and masturbating to James Harden.
And that's Grantland right there. There you go. All right, let's go over here.
I have 2 questions.
Nope. All right, go ahead.
For you, Shea, I coach kids during the winter, and I just want to know, as a former educator and coach, how do you forge such a profound bond with the kids that you have?
Beatings.
Yeah, you close the door and you just fucking cuss them out. That's all you do. No, you know what I found? Maybe I taught for 9 years. After the first year, they just fucking ate me up. It was really bad. And it just got a little bit better each time. But there was like a point around maybe the 4th or 5th year where I figured out I needed to stop spending so much time just trying to like get them to fucking memorize the moon phases or whatever. All I needed to do was to get them to understand that I cared about them a little bit. Like if you make a kid feel like that, then everything else just sort of falls in line. That's why if I have a talk with one of my sons, it will resonate more than if I have a talk with a stranger, because he already knows I care about him. So if I can make a kid feel that too, like, and it's easy to do. You fucking give a kid a nickname, or you just like talk to him about something that's not school related, or really that's all it takes. Just fucking look them in the face and ask them a question about whatever. And if you do that enough times, then they start to feel like they care about you, and then all of a sudden they start showing up for like Saturday tutorials without you asking them, or little things like that. So again, if you put that feeling in their chest that you care about them, everything else falls in line. That's what I found. Do you have a second one?
Yeah, let's remember, out of all the lines that you put in the hypnotic article, what is your favorite hypnotic bar of all time?
I don't remember writing that piece. What I will say is I had heartburn for like 3 days. Like I was just at my desk eating Tums, and I felt like 80 years old.
That's perfect.
All right,
let's
I'm
do
a journalist.
Let's do one more, and then we gotta let these guys go.
Best NBA jam duo of all time.
Ooh.
No question.
Who is it?
Hardaway and Mullen. Just bomb threes. Bomb
That's
threes.
not bad. That's not bad. Jace.
Starks and Ewing.
No way.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all.
Detlef and Peyton.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I was going Peyton and Kemp for me. Why Detlef?
Just like
he's-
integration. Like, yeah.
All right.
Society.
Yeah. That's a good. Let's go ahead and end it right there. Let's clap. Let's let all these guys go home. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.